We got one minor issue.
Did we? Stop.
Oh, swipe this way on there and set it to live stream will begin shortly.
Which way?
Actually, no.
Left? Right?
Go to Gmail on there.
Okay, and we are live. Welcome everybody to the 2023 IGEN Challenge. This will be tonight's agenda. So we covered the middle school trade show component. They did an awesome job. I hope everybody bought a few things and had some fun with the munchkins. I used the analogy of building up the minor leagues so that we can build up the major leagues. So I spent a lot of time at the middle schools trying to promote entrepreneurship with SD23. My name is Tyler Jensen and I'm lead for this IGEN Challenge. It is a distinct honor that I've been given for the last 2 years, and I've been with this competition for 7 of the last 8 years. And every year it's growing, it's unbelievable. Tonight, this will be our schedule, so we'll have the land acknowledgement, then we'll do sponsorship, thank yous. I'll introduce our fine judges. I'll have some opening remarks, and then I'm gonna have 2 of my favorite students of all time, Gurdeep and Skylar, come up and speak briefly about the IGEN. We will then have the 8 top teams pitch for the big $6,000 in cash prizes we're giving away today. Followed by Michelle Weber will come and give a keynote while the judges go out and decide the top 3 teams, and then we will announce the teams. I want to begin with an acknowledgement. We would like to acknowledge that our IGEN finale tonight is taking place on the unceded traditional territory of the Okanagan Syilx people, and we regard it a privilege to live, work, and learn on this beautiful land. We are truly blessed. I really need to start by thanking the sponsors. This could not happen without these people and these groups. So first off, I have to thank Krista Mallory and the Central Okanagan Economic Development Commission. Thank you so much. They are our largest contributors, and they have been steadfast proponents of this competition, so thank you so much. WeBC, Doak Sheriff, MNP Accounting, and ATB Financial. Thank you very much to all of those groups. This is our 30th year. I can't believe that, even just saying that. It's crazy to think that this competition is in its 3rd decade, well now starting 4th decade. And a lot of times it's a bit of a hidden gem with the school district. However, it really is something that even this morning I was reminded about how beautiful this competition is. I was, of all things, I was in the kitchen talking to my sister, who's up from Seattle, and she manages some restaurants, and then she's also an entrepreneur on the side. And when I was telling her about this competition, I invited her to come to this, and she said, wait a second, how long has that competition been around? She was the winner in 1995, in the 2nd year of this competition with her clipper wedge. She does sewing, and she was explaining how that year she won it, and she used that money and went into production, and it kind of kickstarted her entrepreneurialism. So this truly is a special competition, and there are nothing but success stories after success stories, and so it is truly a distinct honor to be leading this right now. I'd like to introduce our judges tonight. We have Superintendent of SD23 Schools, Kevin Cardell. Superintendent Cardell has been fantastic for this competition. I mean this not because he's my boss's boss's boss, but I honestly believe that without his leadership, this competition would not be growing at the pace that it's growing. We are growing fast. This year, 4 schools, 4 high schools, 325 students, 14 classes. That's just high schools. Then we've got hundreds in the middle school, and I even support as low as Anne McClymont. And it's the support of the top management that is truly making a difference. You don't see it at the time, but eventually you see how valuable this competition is as it works its way through. We've had so many success stories. I could sit up here for hours, but I can see that I'm already under time constraints, so I'll speed along, but I really want to thank you so much, Superintendent Cardell. Thank you. We also have Krista Mallory from the COEDC. As I said, great supporter of this program, so thank you, Krista. Newcomer, Dallas Chelik. Dallas is with People Publishing, Inflator R, and Dealized Investments, and his partner in crime, Richard Takai, who's with DRC Advisory. These two gentlemen in the front are legitimate venture capitalists. They were just, I won't spill the beans, but they were just sitting with someone just talking business right before, and they're taking time to come down here. It's truly an honor to have you two gentlemen with us. Thank you. I will be really quick on this because Kevin McDowell and Mount Boucherie has reminded me that I can be a little verbose at times. So last year I talked a lot about quantitative things. I talked about how Kelowna is leading the country in per capita entrepreneurship rates, and we have since 2018. And it's unbelievable the dynamism and how quickly Kelowna is growing economically. And I really believe that last year my point that I was making was that entrepreneurship fuels all that. I went into a lot of numbers, I'm not going to do it. This year I want to talk about professionally why I love the IGEN, and specifically I ripped out, so I was given a book by one of my colleagues at head office, Bob Boback. I hope he's not watching on the live stream. He lent me a book and I ripped out a page from it because I want to read from it. I'll take it back in. Don't tell him, Sarah and Matt. The book is called How Children Succeed. It's by Paul Tough, and it was written in 2012, and it's such a beautiful argument that he makes in that book. And the book, he breaks down all this information, and he concludes with this basic concept of what matters in children's development. And he says it's not so much, I'm quoting here, it's not so much how much information we can stuff into the brains in the first few years. What matters instead is whether we were able to help her develop a very different set of qualities, a list of what includes persistence, self-control, curiosity, conscientiousness, grit, and self-confidence. Economists refer to these non-cognitive skills, psychologists as non-cognitive skills. Psychologists call them personality traits, and the rest of us sometimes think of them as character. This IGEN competition instills every single one of those things in my kids. Like, when they fail, they get up and they succeed, they persevere. Sometimes we talk about, oh, persevere, persevere. These kids have failed so many times and have had so many roadblocks, and yet they persist. And it really helps them develop as humans. And I could not agree, when I was reading this book, I circled it and I'm bringing it into my IGEN discussion because I believe that Paul Tough was specifically talking about this competition in terms of entrepreneurship and making tough kids, which I think is needed. I also, one thing that a lot of you don't know is that 5-6 years ago, SD23, actually the whole province, we redesigned the curriculum. And so if you're not a teacher, you might not know this. One of the things that was central to it is the core competencies. Communication, that's in orange, collaboration now, along with creative thinking, critical thinking, and then personal social awareness. This class and this competition, I really believe fits nicely in that. If you are unable to communicate your ideas effectively, you're done as an entrepreneur. If you are not able to come up with an idea, which we call the ideation phase, you're also in trouble. Because it's that idea that you need to run with, and then you need to be critical of it. And so it's such a beautiful time for the first two competencies. And then the personal social, if you don't know what you want to do in life, if you don't know what your passions are, this class helps. Not this class, this competition helps. And a great entrepreneur once told me that entrepreneurship itself is problem recognition. So it's not about what you want to do. It's about what problems other people have and how you solve them. And by doing that, you can monetize them. So you actually become socially aware of people around you and what's important to them through entrepreneurship and capitalism. And that's why I just want to point out that very professionally, this competition is just perfect because it fits perfectly into the redesigned curriculum. And so I'm so proud to be the teacher and to lead this and to have taught it many times in my classroom. Then personally, I talked about the Cledge, my sister, and the coffee break this morning. And then I really, this competition, like I don't know, the teachers are sitting over here, Nicole and Travis and Kevin and Bennett. And they take so much pride. As the teacher of the kids that come up here, you take so much pride in the kids, your little munchkins. You want them to succeed so much. And this competition really does forge a trial by fire, because it's hard to stand up here and talk. And these kids that come up and pitch, even if they don't do the best job, they've won. 2 years ago, we had a girl stand right here and she's quiet. I remember this, I won't say her name, but she's an RSS student. She's quiet and it was uncomfortable for about a minute. And she then came out, I think she pitched, didn't win, that's fine. She came out at the end and she was shaking and adrenaline was kicking in. And she goes, Mr. Jensen, I can do anything. And I was so proud of her. And I said, yeah, you can. She goes, no, I can do anything. The next year, I'm able for her class to watch her on the Zoom semifinals. She wouldn't let us watch because she was too embarrassed. She pitched, she was scared. The next year she joined drama and she's now an actress. And it's like little stories like that that really matter, you know? And it's the little things like the gas station hellos that I love so much. When you're pumping gas at 7-Eleven on Lakeshore, and all you hear is, hey Jenny, and you go, oh hey, I was like, come on Aaron, what's going on? And you just catch up. And because it's such an intense relationship you create, going through their work and refining it and rooting for them, that when you see these kids later on, even 3, 4, 5, hopefully 10 years, 20 years down the road, it's just such a beautiful thing. So you put all that together, and that's my path to why I love this competition. I will now hand off to, speaking of students that I absolutely adore and that I hope to keep in touch with and who are giving up their Thursday evening. I have the 2 of the 3 previous winners, Gertie Sidubrar and Skylar Bandman, and they're gonna come up and talk briefly about what the IGEN competition means to them. So let's give them a round of applause.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the IGEN Challenge of 2023. Before we kick off presentations, I want to thank you guys all for coming. My name is Gurdeep.
And my name is Sky, and as the previous winners of IGEN, this competition holds a special place in our hearts, as it provided an opportunity for us to grow not only our business, but more importantly, ourselves. IGEN means learning, friendship, and most of all, excitement. To be an entrepreneur means putting yourself out there and risking public failure. Having the guts to risk that sets you apart and shows that you are in charge of your own life. This competition helps you develop such skills which are invaluable going forward in your life.
Though guts alone won't cut it, for this competition, you have to get excited. Because as my tagline last year, which was, it's a great product, today I want to say, it's a great competition. Without passion and excitement, you won't really get too far. All the teams who have made it this far have demonstrated that they have the passion required to succeed. Every team, in my mind, for that reason, are all winners.
I hope that each of you will take something away from this experience this evening, but I encourage you to get out of your comfort zone tonight. Get uncomfortable, because when you push outside of your boundaries, great things happen. As an entrepreneur, your goal is to help others, no matter your business, your product, your service, it is intended to be useful to your fellow human beings. An entrepreneur values the other people around them.
And this competition is more than just you getting a shot at winning some money. Through this competition, I have met mentors who have provided far more value than the money ever could. Mentors who helped me change my life far more than anything. Most importantly, this is an opportunity to connect with some of the best mentors anyone can find. I'd highly encourage you to stay in touch with the judges and peers in this competition, as they will provide immense value going forward in the future. And to quote Mr. Warren Buffett himself, if you haven't heard of him, please look him up. Here's his quote: "It's better to hang out with people better than you. Pick out associates whose behavior is better than yours, and you'll drift in that direction." And this is your chance to find people and mentors with a similar mindset.
Before we get started, we would like to give a huge thank you to Superintendent Cardell for donating his time and resources to support this event.
A huge shout out to Ms. Sarah Wood and Ms. Natalie Levinson for putting this event together every year for us.
And lastly, a huge shout out to our favorite teacher, Mr. Jensen, for making sure IGEN continues to run and offer opportunities to students every year.
And with that,
Let the IGEN begin.
So first up, we have Wow Shrap with Liam Buella.
Magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. Pleasant evening, everyone. I hope everyone's doing great, and by the way, my name is Lian. Has anybody ever heard or tried any Filipino foods? Did you know that Filipino cuisine was ranked 19th on best cuisine in the world by Taste Atlas? Have you guys had dinner yet? Well, I have some spring rolls and Filipino-style spaghetti just for you. Spring rolls are very popular on many occasions. It is also one of the top Filipino favorites. While the judges are taking their time trying the food, I'll explain more about my business. Okay, my roles on the team are sales and marketing, food.
Sorry, that's our technical error. Yeah.
Sales and marketing, food preparation, and feedback service. In sales and marketing, I do order by Google Forms. And food preparation, I do cooking and as well as presenting the food. And feedback surveys, I send out Google Forms to people, to the customers, asking for their feedback for better improvements. The problem that I noticed with Okanagan is that there's a lot of unhealthy food options. Did you know that 1 in 20 immigrants in Canada are Filipino? But I've noticed that there's also no Filipino restaurant here in Kelowna and in West Kelowna. The nearest one that you would find would be in Surrey, which is more than 3 hours drive away from here. So the solution that we provide from this problem is the Sharap. We are presenting fresh, nutritious food available for you. And we also present unique food choices. We are also giving the chance for local to try our product. Our target market would be West Kelowna and Kelowna residents, people who want to try and explore new flavors, and people who are interested more about learning Filipino culture. Our key competitors would be other Filipinos that sell in marketplace, but they only sell in bulk orders, and as well as Asian restaurants. But these Asian restaurants serve no Filipino food specifically. Marketing. High quality fresh food will be what brings customers back. And the marketing strategy that we use are diversity marketing, direct marketing when I communicate with potential customers, as well as evangelism marketing. It's a word of mouth marketing. Operations. First, we do marketing and Google form orders for people to order. Then purchasing ingredients, food preparation, cooking and packaging food, and lastly, food distribution. Marketing and strategy and operation is not successful and effective without the outcome. So here are my financials. As you can see, the trend is going up, and the total net profit will be $414. Okay, my future vision. As of the moment, I am selling in MBSS. I'm also selling outside of school, and the Filipino community have been very supportive. So far, the business trend is going up, as you can see on my financials. I would love to expand my business to school store or something bigger, like a food truck or a restaurant. So I can establish online purchases by DoorDash, Uber Eats, and skip. I am looking forward to growing my business even further. That is why I am here, to learn, get advice and mentorship from the judges. I am open to any feedbacks, suggestions, and support. Oh, by the way, if you're looking for affordable and delicious, we have 4 delicious meals just for you. And thanks for everyone.
Sorry, judges. Technical difficulties trying to find the mic for you. Oh, I found it. There we go. It's out of the room. We found one. If the judges have a comment or question, they're welcome to. It should be on the break.
First of all, great presentation. I think you did a really good job. The food was incredible, so thank you for that. I was hungry. So I guess my question is, where did you learn to cook this food, and how many other items do you think you could do if you started growing?
As of now, I actually did the spring rolls, which is, we call it Shanghai, and I've done spaghetti. I've done also pancit, which is a stir-fry noodle. So far, that's all we've done, but I can expand, and I am open to expanding it more. And you said, where did I learn this? I've learned this from my mom and my grandma, which is, these Filipino foods are, well, I lived in Philippines for so long, so I've been learning to make it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for that question.
So when you're looking at your valuation, are you factoring in your labor costs, when you look at your financials?
As of now, for the labor, it's just me, so I just circulate the profit. Thank you. Thank you for that question.
Great presentation. I haven't had a chance to eat yet, but I'm going to in a few minutes after I finish asking the question here. So where do you see this business, say, in a year from now? What's your vision?
I'm looking forward to expanding it on Kelowna, and I'm also looking forward to doing a social media about it. And if I had the chance to, I would do a food truck or maybe an actual establishment of a restaurant. Because as I said a while ago, the nearest one would be in Surrey, which is more than 3 hours from here. And I have no competition basically with the other Filipino foods if I have an own establishment.
Thank you. Well done.
Thank you for your question.
Yeah, great presentation, and thank you for the samples. That's fantastic. How are you handling orders right now? And if you grow, how will you scale that up?
So as of now, it's just on Google Forms ordering. But if I would be expanding my business more, I'd say I'd do online, and then I could build a website for it, and so that could help me organize more. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's really good.
Oh, thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
So, again, yes, thank you for preparing the food. I think that the physical demonstration was delicious. So that'll be hard for people to compete with on that end. So we talked about scaling up. Now, is your initial target to grow in terms of getting enough product or demand? Because you're correct, there is no market. I actually had some Filipino friends who are in the food market in Calgary eyeing Kelowna carefully, because there isn't a Filipino food market here just yet, like a restaurant or a food truck, so I really appreciate that. But you're selling from Google right now, right? And you're the workforce. Maybe you get mom and grandma working for you too quickly if this scales up. Do you have an idea of what the target would be in terms of orders per week or anything if you're gonna actually get to the place where you may have to rent a space or hire more employees?
As of now, I know some other we have a Filipino community that I know, so maybe I could, if they're open to, which is I'm pretty sure they will be, I could hire them as a potential workers with me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Leanne. Next up, we have Mahek Tora and her company, Tota Treasures.
Okay, so before I start my presentation, just a raise of hands. Who here enjoys fashion? Please raise your hands. All right. Keep raising your hands if you're also worried about climate change. Okay, I see a lot of hands. I hope all of you guys are raising your hands. Let me present to you Tota Treasure, a business that sells sustainable tote bags. So now you can be fashionable and help save planet Earth. Hi, my name is Mahek Tura, and as a young child, I've always been passionate about painting. Painting is like its own language, but instead of words, it's lines and colors. Each tote bag I design conveys its own message, its own story. In Canada, about 40 million plastic bags are used every day. When was the last time you went shopping and used a plastic bag? Maybe you got new shoes, got new clothes, and got groceries. You probably ended up using a plastic bag, even if you don't want to admit it. Those plastic bags often end up in the ocean and take over 400 years to decompose, releasing toxic greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. Those plastic bags are also the cause of many sea animal deaths because they mistake the tiny pieces of plastic as food. Climate change is a huge problem in today's society and tomorrow's future. But you can make a difference by using a Tota Treasure tote bag. These bags are reusable and made of natural canvas fabric, making it sustainable and an amazing alternative to plastic bags. So my target market is a diverse range of customers, and that includes people who like trendy, people who follow trends, so teenagers, middle-aged women, eco-conscious consumers, fashion lovers, and of course, locals here in the Okanagan. And that's just a segment of my target market. Tote bags are perfect for anyone who values style, sustainability, and convenience. So check out our collection and find the perfect tote bag for you. The tote bag industry has been growing, and I think my main competitors would be the Bag.ca, which is located in Vancouver, and the Market Bags, which is actually located here in the Okanagan. So what makes Tota Treasures stand apart from the competition? Well, one, I have inner lining fabric, which makes my bags more durable and long-lasting. I also have convenient pockets on the inside, so now you can stay organized. Put your phone in, your calculator, your glasses, whatever you want. But what makes my company really stand apart is that I have options. There are multiple designs to choose from. Either a custom design, a pre-made design, then either painted or embroidered. And our designs are handmade, so that makes them special and unique. We mainly promote through Instagram, consistently posting pictures and reels and interacting with our followers. We also post on Pinterest with over 500 monthly viewers. And what worked best for our company is self-promotion. Just wearing our business at school, just wearing our tote bags at school and around town has attracted many, many of our customers. So my operation plan. Our customers may contact us through in person, they can email us, they can DM us on Instagram, then they can place an order of either a custom design or a pre-made design, then embroidered or painted. Then we source our fabric from Fabricland, we sew the fabric ourselves with a sewing machine, then we design the front with either paint or embroidery, depending on what the custom ordered, of course. Then we sell the bag, and we make sure to follow up with our customer to see if they have any suggestions or feedback so we can make the business better. So our financial projections. We sell each bag for $30. It costs $7 production, and we donate 10% of our profits to Mamas for Mamas. That leaves us with a total profit of $20 per bag. So last year, we made a total profit of $490, and we donated $85 to Clean Air Task Force. This year, so far, we have made a total profit of $223 and donated $38 to Mamas for Mamas. This year and last year's sale combined, we have so far made a total profit of $713. As you can see, we made more money last year than this year, but of course, ups and downs, that's just a part of business. So we started this business with a simple idea, to create stylish and sustainable tote bags. And I'm very proud to say that yes, we have accomplished that goal. But I'm not just stopping there. We plan to have our product in stores and collaborate with local vendors, and our vision for the future is to expand our product line and reach a wider audience. My future plans for Tota Treasure focus on expansion, sustainability, community involvement, and improving our online presence. I'm excited to take Tota Treasure to the next level, continuing creating sustainable and stylish tote bags. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, great presentation, thank you so much. You're making these yourself, or do you have a team that's making these?
Yes, it's me and one of my friends. She's actually in the audience.
And about how long does it take you to make one bag?
One bag, I think I would say around an hour.
An hour.
An hour. That includes sewing, I would say 45 minutes. Then depending on the design, embroidery takes a bit longer. But I would say on average, an hour.
And is the price at $30 per bag? Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And do you have custom designs as well?
Yes.
Is it the same price for custom designs and standard designs?
Yes, but sometimes if the custom design is a bit more complicated, we do raise our prices.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And what's your capacity? How many bags could you make in, I don't know, say, how many bags can you make in a week? Do you know? What your
In a
capacity?
week?
Yeah.
I mean, since we are still in high school, of course, we have to balance through our social life and our school life, but I think we can make around 10 bags per week.
Excellent, thanks so much.
Again, great presentation. Have you spoken to any of those stores that you were talking about yet and had any feedback around getting into those stores?
Yes, so I actually have. So I have talked with the Market Bags, which is actually one of my competitors on here, but we plan to collaborate with them. So yes, I've talked to the Market Bags and also talked with IGEN Lifestyle. So we right now are coming up with a plan to collaborate and hopefully have some of my bags in store.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Do you think that if you do get them into stores that you will continue hand making them? Or do you think at some point you'll look at getting the bags printed to save that time that it's printed?
Well, I think that hand making our bags do make them special and unique, but it does take a lot of our time. So I think in the future we might be looking at printing some designs on the bags to save time, of course.
And lastly, how are the customers currently getting them? Are you able to ship your bags, or is it that they come and pick them up currently?
it's either come and pick them up, or if they're just students at our school, then we just give them at school. But for the future, if we have more orders, we would like to go to online, like shipping. That's something that we want to look into, for sure. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, fantastic presentation. So you mentioned quite a broad target market. Where are you seeing where would you see the most growth, do you think? And who are your customers right now? Is it mostly students at school? Is it, or is it one of the different markets that you mentioned?
Right now, I think for us, it's mostly just students at school, but we also want to expand our target market outside of school. So we have been looking at, we're going to also go into Facebook Marketplace, because I think that's where a lot of more elderly people use.
Careful.
But yeah, we want to go into that.
Great.
So how many total bags have you sold?
So far, oh, I think I have it written here too.
You guys will have them.
Oh wait, no, no.
They're gonna come back for you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, last year I sold 25 bags. This year I have sold 11 bags so far, and I have a few orders coming up. So hopefully, but in a week we'll make it to like 15 bags for this year.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great presentation.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Mac. Next up, we have Tyson Call and Jared Greger, and they are multipliers.
Testing. Great.
Testing.
Hello, I'm Tyson.
And I'm Jared.
I engineer and prototype our product.
And I created the marketing material, including our infographic video.
Jared is charismatic and creative.
And Tyson invented a brilliant product that can't be found anywhere else.
And together, we're collaborating to bring you our innovative
Multipliers for multi-jobs.
Have you ever looked through your cluttered tool drawer and struggled to find the right tool for the job? Are you a new apartment owner and need tools, but you just don't have the space?
Have you ever thought about the environmental impacts your tools have? Each one's made an polluting factor using lots of valuable metals.
In fact, our reliance on natural resources has increased by 65% from 2000 to 2019, according to the UN.
And now, we have a solution to all these problems.
Introducing
Multipliers. Our multi-talented multipliers are suited for multi-jobs. In a matter of seconds, our product can become just about any pair of pliers out there, including other tools such as wire strippers and nail removers.
Watch this. I just open the jaws, pop off the jaws, I snap in a new set, and voila, a whole new set of pliers. Here, try these.
By replacing all of your pliers with just one set of multipliers, you cut down on clutter and waste.
Okay, who wants to cut down on clutter and waste? Awesome. But in general, who would want to buy these?
Well, we're marketing our product towards people who live in city apartments and university dorms, and who also want to do their own repairs, as these people do not have enough money or space to have an entire set of tools.
Now, we're not marketing these towards professionals because they want high-end pliers. The multipliers are economical, not premium. Also, our target market is young adults from 18 to 30.
Our competitors are conventional plier brands such as Craftsman and DeWalt, as they've proven themselves to the public and are already being mass-produced.
Despite the popularity of conventional pliers, we have an edge over our competition. Our product has an ingenious design that cannot be found anywhere else.
We plan to market our product towards young people. And where the young people spend most of their time? Social media.
We're going to make our product known using informative, demonstrative ads on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, since these platforms are most popular with our target market.
And we'll make sure customers keep coming back by designing new jobs such as wire strippers and nail removers.
Plus, the pliers are bright orange and blue to capture attention, so they'll surely pique the interest of potential customers.
We plan to operate the business in the near future by having our pliers manufactured in a custom CNC machining facility out of metal. They'll be shipped to homes, or package them in an environmentally friendly yet inexpensive way, and we'll send them out to local hardware stores.
Using these profits, we will continue to market our product and further refine the design. Now, starting this business won't be cheap. First, we need to create a proper aluminum prototype. These plastic ones just won't do. That'll cost up to $50. Also, we may need to secure a patent before we send our design to potential manufacturers. That will cost for $160. And most expensive, we'll be purchasing the first batch for around $1,000. To cover these costs, we have a crowdfunding campaign ready to go on Travis.
It will cost us around $100 to maintain the website and the patent. Producing one set of pliers will cost us $10, while packaging and shipping will cost us 60 cents. This leaves us with a total cost per unit, or COGS for short, of $10.60.
A set of 3 conventional pliers from DeWalt costs $60. To be competitive, we would like to sell 1 set of pliers with 4 sets of jaws for $39.99. Retailers, such as Home Hardware, will take a 50% cut, bringing our revenue down to $19.99. This will leave us with a profit of $9.39 per unit.
We have not yet made any sales as a product is in the prototype stages. In the near future,
Help make multipliers a reality.
multipliers for multi-jobs. The floor is now open to any questions.
Well, thank you. Great presentation. Very smooth, very interesting design. And good to know that you're going to move to the metal model. That'll be very helpful. So I don't really have any questions. I'm just impressed at the engineering.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I'd like to clarify that we're going to make aluminum prototypes to test out the product, as aluminum ones will break down quickly so we can see what the failure points are. And then for actual ones, we'll use high quality, professional grade tool steel to make the highest quality multipliers.
A great presentation, and I love the concept. I have quite a collection of tools myself, so see the benefit of something like this. My problem with these types of tools, like screwdrivers with multiple kind of bits for attachments, is I'm losing these things all the time. So like, how would I keep track of the different heads that is there some kind of storage system that you guys are thinking of, so I wouldn't lose the different types of heads?
Well, when you buy a kit with all of the jaws, they're going to be sold in a nice canvas case that'll have little slots for every jaw, so you won't lose them that way. Also, we're working on some ideas using magnets to hold them in place, and yes, we'll make sure that you can't lose any of the jaws, and they'll all be kept in one easy place.
And you can buy the jaws separately as well, so that's another revenue opportunity for you as well, right?
Exactly. They'll have lots of versatility. You can buy just the handles, you can buy handles with all the jaws, individual jaws if you only need some. Many options.
Nice.
Yeah, firstly, if this doesn't work for you guys should travel and speak. You guys did an absolutely fantastic presentation. You guys are hilarious. Both of you did probably be comics. It's fun. I guess a couple of questions that are somewhat related. Firstly, where did you guys come up with the concept? And the follow-up with that is the actual snapping on and off. I assume that's borrowed from somewhere, like that shape and the way that snaps on. Can you guys speak to that?
So I came up with the design sitting at my desk, trying to come up with many business ideas, and I saw all the tools I had on the side for working with my 3D 3D printer. And I thought, isn't it inconvenient to have these wire strippers and pliers and diagonal cutters and all these things? And so I just got inspired and thought, what if I just had one set of handles and multiple sets of jobs, just like as you mentioned, the screwdrivers with interchangeable heads. Now, this design actually isn't taken from anywhere else. I came up with it myself. That's why we're looking to get a patent on it, because it's a completely novel design, this rotational snapping mechanism.
That part is yours, eh?
Yes,
Very
all
interesting.
ours.
And where did you guys learn to use, or which resources were you using to figure out the 3D printing and the modeling?
I've been interested in 3D printing for a few years and 3D design for a while before that. I've taught myself watching videos, reading websites. Also, I've had some meetings with a skilled 3D designer in the past who piqued my interest in 3D printing and taught me the basics. But otherwise, I've taught myself how to use this.
And that includes actually doing up the design to put into the printer and everything.
Yes, that's all me.
Very impressive.
Thank you.
You stole my question because I was wondering about the mechanism itself, because it's really simple and seamless, and I haven't seen it before, so that's very cool. I don't have really any questions that haven't been covered before, but just maybe a bit of advice from me is your price point. You've priced it quite a bit lower than competitors, and I know you mentioned that you're looking for maybe not the high-end tool users, but I would argue that you might want to look at that, because this is really a value-added product by having all the different pieces. So don't sell yourself short would be my advice there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Does anyone have any other questions? Well, thank you very much for having us.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. We have a slight transition as we switch computers here, but I'd like to introduce, without further ado, Ben Ramsey and Everett Boucher, and they are Positively.
All right, ladies and gentlemen,
distinguished guests,
and most importantly, the young minds that shape our future.
we stand before you today to introduce an idea that will revolutionize the way that kids interact with their phones and the world around them. Welcome to the world of Pause and Play, the ultimate solution to help kids
Fetch their balance. Now, before we dig in the app itself, let me just introduce you to the team here, led by two exceptional individuals, myself, Everett, my friend Ben here. We came together with just one common goal, and that was to empower kids to find harmony between the digital world and the real one. And with that, we came up with Pause and Play, an app that not only entertains, but also educates and encourages healthy habits.
Now let's address the problem at hand. In today's modern age, excessive screen time is a very concerning issue. Digital addiction, lack of productivity, and social isolation are all too prevalent among our youth. Children are spending more time than ever glued to their screens, missing out on valuable opportunity for human interaction, personal growth, and physical activity. This is where Pause and Play steps in and makes a difference.
So our app offers a unique solution that really distinguishes us from the rest. So instead of enforcing limits and restrictions on screen time, we're going to encourage kids to make the conscious choice to get off their phone. So with that, Pause and Play has introduced virtual pets that thrive when your kids take a break from their phone, but their health and well-being will decline as your kid is on his device too much. So these adorable companions grow stronger, happier, and more vibrant as your children engage in real-life activities and explore the world around them. This app also provides opportunities for kids to connect with others and challenge each other.
Now you're probably wondering how this works. Let me show you a typical day in the Pause and Play life. So first, the parent will purchase the app and set up their parental controls. This can include screen time limits and daily goals. Next, the child is able to choose their pet. We have multiple pets to choose from. From there, the child and pet will undergo relationship building activities to promote bonding. And then, once the child's daily screen time limit is reached, they'll receive a notification that the pet is tired, sick, or hungry. In this example, the pet is hungry and needs to be fed. If the child doesn't take a break from their device, then the pet's health will further decline and they won't be able to buy dog food. And then from there, they'll be notified again that their pet needs to be placed in veterinary care until they take a break from their device. Only then will the pet's health be restored.
But let's say that the child receives the first notification and actually takes a break from their device. So now the child will earn valuable digital currency that can be used to purchase food for their pet. So the pet is fed and his health is restored. And even better, your child takes a break from his phone and completes an activity, like emptying the dishwasher, doing the laundry, whatever. Now, the parent can confirm that their child has completed the challenge through the parent account, and the child will then earn bonus currency, which can be used to buy clothes and accessories for your pet.
Now let's talk about our target market. Pause and Play is designed for children aged 6 to 13, but it's not just for them alone. We want to engage parents, teachers, and guardians, anyone who's concerned about their child's excessive screen usage. We're also targeting different versions of the app depending on the child's age. We understand that a 6-year-old's brain is drastically different from a 13-year-old's, so we're going to target it differently with different challenges and functions within the app that vary with their age.
And while there may be other apps out there that claim to address this issue, none can truly rival the unique feature that Pause and Play brings to the table. So our primary competition here, the Forest app, focuses solely on restrictions on screen time, and it's more geared towards adults. Where Pause and Play, on the other hand, is the only app of its kind that wants to empower children to make positive choices with their electronic devices. Because we know in these critical early years, lifelong habits are formed.
To ensure the success of Pause and Play, we have a comprehensive marketing strategy in place. We want to organize workshops, collaborate with schools, and reach out to parenting communities to spread awareness about our app's benefits. Our engaging social media campaigns, in-app challenges, and exciting updates will keep kids hooked and excited to continue their journey of finding balance.
Now, operationally speaking, we're a team provided to creating seamless user experience. So we'll have regular updates, bug fixes, and new features rolling out with Pause and Play to keep it fresh and engaging for everyone. And we also want to invest in customer support to address any questions or concerns you may have on our app.
Now let's talk numbers. So we have a basic version available for free and a premium subscription available for $4.99 monthly, with more detailed screen time reports, extra additional features for your pet, and an ad-free experience. We estimate that within the first 3 months of our app launching, we'll acquire 1,000 users. Let's say that half the users are basic and half of them use the subscription model. For the basic users, $18 a day will be generated from ad per 1,000 views, while subscription users will contribute around $7,500 for paying for 3 months of a subscription. This revenue stream, coupled with the portion of proceeds going toward dog rescue initiatives, will not only sustain the app, but create a positive impact on society.
All right, and looking ahead, our future vision for Pause and Play is to expand its reach globally, fostering a generation of digitally responsible and balanced individuals. So we hope to reach out to future investors and venture capitalists. And we also want to validate our concept with any future testing, and we've even talked about selling business to business. We envision partnerships with schools, nonprofit organizations, and governments so they can integrate our app right into educational curriculums. So that allows children to develop essential life skills while enjoying a fun and engaging experience.
In conclusion, Pause and Play is more than just an app. It's a movement, a revolution in the way that we approach screen time and find balance in our lives. With Pause and Play, kids can fetch their balance, nurture their virtual pets, and make a positive impact on the world around them. Together, let's empower children to make a positive impact on the world, one paw at a time.
Now, who's ready to fetch their balance?
Again, fantastic presentation, guys.
Thank you.
Both very good speakers. It's cool to see. A couple of questions I have. I mean, trying to imagine the game, I think of those, when I was young, what would they call it, Tamagotchi?
You've heard that so many times, yeah.
I assume you would have. It seems like one of the issues potentially in this is in order for the kids to actually care about this, the game has to somewhat be fun, you know? Like it has to be something interesting to them. And so I'm trying to figure out, like, how do we, is it just that they fall in love with their to die, why are they concerned about it? Like, why did a parent like unlock, I don't know, like Steam gift cards if they reach some threshold?
Of course, that's a great question. We thought about that, and we kind of think that it's more geared towards the challenge to get off your phone, and you can also, like we said, you can connect with friends on it, and then challenge one another for more coins and stuff, and you can just kind of like build your avatar, build that digital lifestyle.
So on that then, and I already feel like an old man at 33, but do we feel that your generation actually wishes that they spent less time on their phones? Like, are you guys typically aware that you're spending too much time, and therefore competing with your friends is something that you would actually do? Like, look, I spend less time, and therefore my cat has a new necklace or something.
Yeah. You know, that's like a great point, but what we're trying to get out of this is the intrinsic motivation for someone to just make the conscious choice to get off their phone and kind of participate in this real life activities and kind of realize that they're missing out when they're up to their screen all day.
The last comment I'll make that I just thought was interesting. So I built my career around advertising, specifically Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. And when you guys talk about implementing advertising for the people who aren't paying, the part about that seems a little counterintuitive is that in-app downloads are most likely to be seen advertisements that show up on your thing. It's like, here, download this new game to spend more time on your phone. And that typically won't really be up to you guys. If you allow ads to be on graph, you won't really be able to decide what ads are being shown. So I would at least suggest that as a consideration, that if you're going to have ads, it's going to be typically to download games, which is the opposite of what we're trying to do with the ad.
Okay. Well, thank you. Yeah, that's a great point.
Great presentation, great teamwork on the presentation, and like super interesting concept. I love the kind of empowerment versus enforcement aspect of your app. Do you have one for adults? I'm probably like a 13-year-old, so maybe I can go with this one. But so I guess the question is, who's the best person to market this to? Is it the student, or the children, or the teens, or is it their parents? Is it the teachers?
I think right now the best person to market would be a parent or a teacher, someone that kind of shows them just the ropes and what they can do with it.
Okay, and have you developed this at all, or is it concept at this point in time?
It's pretty much just a concept right now. We have these kind of like fake screenshots of what our app would look like, but yeah.
Okay, really cool about it. I love it.
Thank you.
All right, thanks very much. Good job.
I think you covered my questions. I was just going to add that I have kids in this target demographic, and I could see how they'd be motivated by the challenge. So thank you.
Thank you. Hey, thank you guys for your time.
All right, thanks, Ben and Everett. We're going to take a 15-minute quick dinner break, so if people can stretch their legs, use the restroom if they have to, and we will reconvene at 6:30. See?
Watch your step. Google how to get there. That's what I do. Go into where you, how do you change resolution? Go to the place where you change your resolution. You know where that is? Oh, here you go. No?
Until we go to see.
I need.
There's no questions why you think? Yeah,
That's when you start, and that's before you go live. But I wonder if you would keep pressure. I wonder if I can, and I will. What are these things? Oh, I already tried it. What about widgets? Then this. That's good. That's definitely. Media? No. Yeah, I don't think so. What's that thing? That's for sharing it. Editing.
Oh yes, I'll find out.
No, I'm not editing a face. Edit face.
See you. Yeah. I don't know what else.
Give Scan that. That allows you to control it. Are you gonna give me a virus? That's fine. Your phone is blurry, man. Your phone is so high. what they said. I want to be able to use it.
I'm a big New Orleans Saints fan. It's actually a prerequisite to be part of my class. You must be a New Orleans Saints fan as well. Mr. Weber here in the front. Blues, come on now. Who dat? We are we're Who Dat Nation in this room tonight. Next up, we have David Ross and Mr. Urban. I forget your name, sir. Kyle Ross, I apologize. And they are the Gutter Guys.
I'm Kylan Urban. And I'm David Ross. And we are the Gutter Guys. Our slogan is get your head out of the gutter. So that's me, Kylan Urban, cleaning a gutter at a client's house, making sure I do every detail to perfection.
And this is me, David Ross. I'm cleaning a window here with one of our brand new Tucker poles.
I got a haircut since then, so it was longer. Oh, my bad. Oh, whoa. Oh wait, no, that was right. My bad. So our problem is that local residents and business owners don't have anybody to clean their gutters. So their problem is lack of equipment and time. They're afraid of heights. There's sap on windows from trees. Most people like trees, so they live near them. There's mosquitoes that can breed in the gutters. There's destructive weather and gutters overflowing. So we basically help fix that. And the average single family home right now goes for about $1.1 million. That is got from that link right there.
And our solution to the problem is the Gutter Guys promise to take care of all your window cleaning needs, residential or commercial. We have flexible scheduling to work around customers' busy schedule, and we're insured, and we have safe cleaning of gutters and windows.
Our target market, single family homes and business owners looking to have their gutters and their windows clean, obviously, and basically people who aren't able to do it themselves, like older people or people who are just too busy in their everyday lives, like taking their kids to school and stuff. So we help fix that problem for them.
And our competition is Shack Shine and Men in Kilts. And the difference between us is we will beat the competitor quote by 10%. We do door-to-door sales. We have lots of different promotions, and we like to give our customer a free drink before we come to their house.
Yeah, like we asked them, what's your favorite Starbucks drink or coffee? And then we took that feedback from a judge from the last one, and it's worked a few times. So they've said no, and then we basically kind of just sweet talked them. Our marketing strategies, we do a lot of door-to-door sales. We find that works quite a bit. Like we go to the door, we knock the door, they come out, and we pitch them our business. If they don't like it, we tend to downsell to a certain point, and at the end of the day, if they don't want it, they don't want it. But we do our best to do that. Facebook Marketplace, we have a few ads on there. I think we got one sale from there, and Facebook community groups.
Operations, so we start off by marketing, and then we book in the client, and then we get their drink order. What we do is after that we complete the job, and then we do a satisfactory walk around the house with the client and make sure that they're satisfied, and then after that we collect payment.
Gutter Guys financials. So yeah, this is our financial. We made about, our net earnings are $6,340 so far in about 3 months, and we're in June now, so it's our 4th month. It's kind of just started to go up. We're only halfway through June, so we're hoping to have it go past past what it did in May.
Our future visions, we want to franchise, and we want to be able to expand service outside of West Kelowna and Kelowna. We want to do more commercial jobs, and remember, call the Gutter Guys to keep your head out of the gutter.
So what's the average cost for your services for the homes in Kelowna, 2-story home?
So we judge it on basically we go up to the door, we talk to them, and then we walk around, count up the glass, and basically figure out a price and a quote that works on both ends. So obviously if it's too low, we gotta make it worth our time. But usually the customer we started off kind of not really getting any sales doing that, and then now it's like every 3rd house usually. It's kind of like a lead, and we're just basically trying to keep it going. But it's usually about $200 to $500 for now, and it costs us, like, usually if we don't have to buy any supplies, like a bottle of window cleaning detergent will last us for a month, depending on the amount of jobs we do.
Sorry, was that $200 to $500 for window cleaning or gutter cleaning or both?
It's usually for both, but for windows we usually charge around $200 to $250, and for gutters it's usually around $250 to $300.
Okay, like I think I said to one of you guys, I had my gutters cleaned last week by one of your competitors. And the interesting thing was, by the other competitor, when I called them to get a quote and a schedule them, they said, we're booking into like July. This is probably going back 2 or 3 weeks. So do you guys have capacity? Is the market that hot right now where people are getting their gutters cleaned but have to wait 3 months to get it cleaned?
The market is, there's a lot of people that need that stuff done, and a lot of people that have kind of climbed on to getting there, to like starting a business like that. And like it's a lot easier to get clientele if you're more charismatic, I guess. And yeah, like people, they like call, and we kind of just basically stay with them every step of it, so that they know that we'll be taking care of their home, and like we'll have their gutters done or their windows done or the whole package done for a deal.
To be clear, what's the wait right now for your services? If I called you today on your card after this?
We try to fit everybody in within a 2-week time frame. So just to make sure people aren't, sitting there thinking like, maybe I don't need my windows done. We want to, or if they seem iffy at the door, we make sure we come like the next day. And yeah.
And then, like you said, the future plans include franchising, so that means you have to scale. And if one of your kind of values right now, or one of your sales techniques is the charisma, you guys are charismatic, right? That's door to door though. That's not scalable. So how do you scale this thing where you can kind of market your charisma virtually versus say, in person?
So we have, like you're saying, social media and certain things like that. So we have a Gutter Guys Gmail account, and then we have some like Facebook, and we have social media platforms, like our accounts on there. And then I think we've gotten 2 customers from our Gmail that have just emailed us, and we went there, and they were obviously a little surprised to see 2 kids, but we just kind of let them know that we're fully insured and stuff. So.
Yeah, so I was interested in the franchise piece. Why is franchise your future vision rather than hiring employees and scaling that way?
We'd like to see Gutter Guys go for a lot further in the future. Obviously, starting out, everybody starts somewhere, so we're going to have to hire people. But as we move forward, we'd like to franchise. Like there was a judge from last time, I forgot her name, maybe Sarah something, and she's like a lawyer, I think, and she offered to sit down with us, and that was pretty huge because she was going to give us a big chunk of her time for, I hope free, but like we're not there yet, you know. But but I think any feedback really just helps a lot.
Kyle and I'd like to say one of the funniest things I've heard all night was you commenting on sap on windows and saying most people like trees, so they seem to live by them. That was really funny. Appreciate that comment. Thank you.
Thank you.
I was gonna say, have you guys thought about additional services like getting a pressure washer, doing driveway cleaning, and that sort of thing as well? Or?
Yeah. So basically, like as we're like moving forward, we've started slowly upgrading our equipment. Like I've had a lot of help from my dad's company. He has a construction business, Timber Ridgecraft, it's called. They've been going for a few years, and he like helps us out with a lot of supplies to keep our costs down until we have enough money to invest in our own stuff. So I've used his pressure washer a couple of times. My bad, sorry. And it's it's worked. It's really bad on gas, but like not bad, you know.
Yeah, good money. It's actually neat to see you guys doing this because I know in kind of the startup world and entrepreneurship world, especially amongst young people like yourselves, gutter cleaning and window cleaning is something that's often brought up. It's like one of the lowest barrier to entry, highest return on investment businesses. So kudos for following along with that. It makes a ton of sense. What is your guys' hourly rate and that becoming typically? Like you guys must be making in that kind of 40 to 50 bucks an hour sort of thing?
Well, we give you like the friends and family discount if that's what you're asking.
I appreciate that, and I will take you up on it. Right? Pretty tall roof.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. We set a base price basically. So we just work it out with the customer, and then we'll usually bring it. I'll say $349, and then we'll say it's usually $349, but if you don't tell anyone, we'll drop it down to $249 to protect my reputation as a salesman. You know, talk about I'm a trained sniper. And
that's right. I guess my specific question though is, how much does it turn out that you two make per hour on average in these projects?
So usually it's about $50 to $100 per hour between if it's just two of us, and if there's obviously if we hire someone, we say we'll give 20. It's usually like a 75-25 kind of thing, and we usually obviously don't like to tell people who we hire what we're making because then they obviously we're starting, so they think like, oh, that's not fair. But moving forward, it's gonna have to be like that. Obviously, we're not gonna be like, oh yeah, we're hiring you. You can have the same wage as me. Just put me in the dirt.
I mean, listen, that's business, and it'll be something that you guys will feel reluctant about. But ultimately, every single business in the world works on that exact same premise. I think you touched on this, but just wanted to confirm because I imagine your guys' conversion rate on door-to-door is super high. Like people must be typically interested. Could you say 1 out of every 3 turns into a lead?
Yeah, so it started really like awful. Like the first person I knocked the door, he came to the door with a knife. I hope he was cooking, but like he came to the door with a knife either way, and I was like super discouraged. But then I sat in my car for a second, and it was raining out, and I was like, can't just give up after that one, right? So
wrong neighborhood.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to get turned out like Freddy Krueger victim, so I kind of continued, and then now it's like every third house, we usually, the first couple times we don't take no for an answer, and then obviously if they want us to get off their doorstep, then we're gonna get off their doorstep. But we always thank them for the time and stuff.
Of course. And just my last comment, have you guys considered taking a deposit when you actually speak to that lead and incentivize with a discount? Put $50 a day with X.
So you're saying like a down, like a starting payment? Like, okay, so usually people have asked, and I just tell them like, I want them to make sure that they can trust us. Like we trust them, and we want to make sure we do a good job before we take payment. So we always just kind of take the payment at the end. A few people I'm still waiting on payment for, but it's okay, you know.
Cool. And last question, have you guys actually established a business yet, like got incorporated or anything?
Yeah, so right now we do you mean like insurance and stuff?
Yeah, like actually having a legal business entity and not just two homies going out.
Yeah, so we started subcontracting through my dad's business, and then we just kind of add that 30% onto the client's price, like the quote. But like now that I'm 18, I'm gonna apply for some business insurance, small business insurance, and yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gutter Guys. Next up, we have Noah Garcia and his company, Creator Castle.
All right. Hello, everybody. Before I actually get into my presentation, I just have a few questions to ask you guys here in the audience about TikTok and social media. So if you could, please raise your hand if the question doesn't apply to you. I'd appreciate that a lot. So for my first question, just want to know who here has actually ever heard of or used TikTok before? Almost everybody, right? Now for my second question, who here has actually ever made a post on TikTok? Just a few. Now for my third and final question, who here has actually ever made money using TikTok? Oh, 2, which is perfect, because for the rest of you, that is exactly what my business, Creator Castle, can help you do. Let's get straight into it. So hi, my name is Noah Garcia. I'm a content creator as well as an aspiring entrepreneur, and some say I'm pretty good with computers as I have skills in graphic design, video editing, motion design, and a whole lot more. Now the problem that I found is that small businesses here in Kelowna are losing leads and customers due to a lack of knowledge in the social media marketing industry, as well as the fact that 97% of new content creators end up failing, and that hiring social media managers and agencies can be extremely costly. The solution that I've come up with is a new, live, revenue-generating platform that teaches its users how to use social media to their advantage. It's one that provides feedback on how they can improve, provides cost-effective services, and gets them started with everything that they need to know on how to make money with social media. Now the product. As you can see here, I have a QR code that goes straight to our live website. We also have a picture here of what our Learn page looks like. Our Learn page is where you can head over for completely free, no sign up, and click on any one of these videos to actually get started to learn about that topic. For our target market, we're looking for people who are aged 18 to 49 who live here in Kelowna, BC. Specifically looking for either small business owners or people who are interested in influencing online through social media. And preferably, they want to work from home. For competition, number 1, we have a website called CreatorSet. What they do is they provide assets such as graphics and animations, but with their own branding on it. Number 2, we have social media marketing agencies, which is hiring an agency to run your social media accounts for you. Now why we're different is when you actually buy an asset off of our website, such as an animation, you actually keep the original file for months to come, so you can make any changes you want to in the future. With CreatorSet, you can't actually do that. Once you buy it, you're stuck with what you get. Number 2, we're cost effective compared to any other social media marketing agency, and you can start for completely free with no sign up at all. And most importantly, we educate our users. For marketing, so starting with number 1, we're doing meta advertising or ads through Facebook and Instagram. Number 2, posters throughout Kelowna, just like this one, with a QR code that you can scan that goes directly to our website where you can learn more. Number 3, we have our social media accounts, such as our TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. And number 4, we're doing search engine optimization to make sure that Creator Castle is at the top of Google's search list when you do search us up. Now to keep people coming back through our marketing, we have our email marketing newsletter. When you come to our website, you'll be prompted to put in your email. If you do so, you'll be granted a 10% discount off of our subscription service. In return, we get to send you updates on what's actually happening at Creator Castle. For operations, so for operation, number 1, we have to create the value. The value I'm creating is all the videos and content available on my website. And number 2, we actually have to create the website and make sure everything's configured properly and that it works. Number 3, we have to separate the value. Separating the value is cutting those videos I made in half, putting half of it available to everybody for completely free, and the other half of it under our Creator Plus subscription service. And number 4, we have to provide other services, such as our feedback service. Our feedback service is where you can upload any TikTok that you've made and get a full feedback report within 24 hours on how you can improve it, as well as what you're doing right. Number 5, we have to market and platform these services through our marketing plan, create more value, and with updates. For financials, it costs us $149 per month to operate in our first month, and $129 after that. So far, I've made the goal of getting 10 plus Creator Plus subscription members per month, each at $5.99, and 10 uses of our feedback service at $2.99. So far, we've already gotten 7 Creator Plus subscribers, and we've generated $150 through our Trellis crowdfunding campaign. So far, Creator Castle has launched, our website is live, marketing has started, and we've created a full development plan at creatorscastle.ca/development. We want to introduce in the future Creator Assets, which is our direct competitor to Creator Set, increase our marketing fund, as well as add new content every single week. So what are you waiting for? Come and join the kingdom at creatorscastle.ca.
Love it. Absolutely fantastic concept. This is the sort of thing I've done throughout my career, so I see what you're doing. I think you're doing a fantastic job, and the way you're presenting it makes a ton of sense. So kudos to that. Have you spent much time or looked at using ChatGPT or more specifically Midjourney for image creation and that sort of thing?
No, not with AI, not yet.
Yeah, I would say for looking at Midjourney specifically, it just does a really good job of developing images that you could then go on and resell, and you could kind of curate images based on customer requests that would cost you next to nothing. So I think it would add a lot to that. Did you say that you're already spending money on meta advertising to acquire clients, or you're just getting towards that?
We've already actually started spending and posting ads through Instagram and Facebook.
Fantastic. And are you doing that, I guess, in this local region? Or?
Yeah, I chose the target demographic as people here, specifically in BC. I don't know if it's going to narrow down as close to Kelowna, but in general for BC.
Got it. And what is your targeting, or what is your general messaging in those ads? Like, who are you after there, and how are you portraying that?
So for the ads, I actually chose to use kind of like a TikTok style video. It's very like attractive to a lot of people I've seen recently. So what I did is I made a short form video. I tried to create a nice hook of like, if you're a small business owner and you're struggling to get leads, here's how you can start doing that for completely free. And then kind of try to lead them in a direction towards the end of the video. So just click on the ad and then view our website to learn more. And that's kind of how I've started to do it so far.
Yeah, very cool. I happily have conversations with Jeff. Awesome to hear more.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, great job. Thank you. So you said you have 7 subscribers so far. How much time are you spending to maintain those? Your time to take?
So there was the initial time of me creating the content, like all the videos available on the platform at first. That, I can't give you the exact number, but I did work on that for about a month and a half in preparation. But then so far, every single week I've been putting about 2 to 3 hours in actually creating additional content to add to our subscription library, so they have new content to access every single week. So that's kind of where I've been in time-wise for that.
Great, so you can as you add more customers, you can scale that pretty efficiently.
Yeah.
Without using what you have. That's great.
Yeah, really nice job. You mentioned that your initial target market is Kelowna specifically. Is there a reason, given the nature of your platform, that you're limiting that market to Kelowna?
So I wanted to start with Kelowna, as I feel that a major part of my target market is one small businesses, and I feel that with Kelowna and entrepreneurship kind of growing here, there's a lot of opportunity for small business owners in this general location specifically. And I don't want to overwhelm myself with going too broad, such as BC or North America and that sort of thing. But I definitely have plans in the future to kind of expand that as I grow and go on.
Okay, and so it's a platform, so you've generated content that you've uploaded to the platform, but you also said that you're giving kind of feedback on the content that your clients make. Is that generated by the platform, or is that something that you're giving directly?
That's something I'm doing directly. So whenever someone uses our feedback service, they simply upload a video, they can add any notes with it as well, and then within 24 hours, I will go over it, write a full project report on what I see that they can improve, as well as any things that they're doing really good.
And as you scale and get more clients, how do you scale that feedback part of it if it's you doing that, writing a report?
So I think a way I could scale is, I've actually thought about this, especially because a lot of the things I will have to scale at some point. I know a lot of people in the social media industry, as well as people who do specifically social media management, but at a lower scale than like Asian agencies and that sort of thing. So I definitely think I can either pay those people a portion to get some extra work done on the side for them. That would be the feedback.
Awesome, thanks.
I just want to say that I actually went on your site and it was intuitive and very easy to get through. Fantastic. And thank you for your presentation.
Thank you so much.
And next up, we have Kate Preeve and Joe Vandenberg. They are Rustic Knickknacks.
Alright, hello and welcome. We are Rustic Knickknacks. I'm Kate Preeve and I'm in charge of production along with marketing, such as our Instagram and our website.
I'm Joe Vandenberg, and I'm in charge of accounting and production marketing.
Here's some problems with current jewelry. Problems with current jewelry are the lack of uniqueness. Some criticize the jewelry design field for its lack of innovation and basic styles. Another problem is the prices. Jewelry prices tend to be high due to precious metals, yet cheaper rings may cause your fingers to turn green. A simple, high-quality ring will run you $45 to $100. And finally, bad emissions. Most jewelry-making techniques release harmful pollutants into the environment, such as greenhouse gases and heavy metals. The solution to this is Rustic Knickknacks. Discover confidence and personalized style with our unique, handcrafted rings made out of recycled teaspoons. We prioritize affordability without compromising on quality or style. Rest assured, our carefully chosen resources guarantee an eco-friendly and comfortable ring without the concern of green fingers.
Target market. Rustic Knickknacks is for people who have a love for one-of-a-kind and rustic items. Our handmade rings are affordable and sustainable, perfect for those who value self-expression. We have a wide range of customers, from high school students working part-time to women aged 25 to 40. Based in Kelowna, BC, we primarily serve Rutland Senior Secondary and are hoping to expand to other students in the Okanagan and moms in the Upper Mission Facebook group. Recently, we've also been looking to the Facebook farmers markets in the Kelowna region. Competition. A small handmade ring business like Rustic Knickknacks has advantages over other businesses like Magpie's Nest from the Kelowna's Farmers Market, who sell ordinary rings and duplicates of the same style, or Monday Joe, an online website. These advantages include unique and personalized products, direct customer communication, individual customization, and emphasis on local and sustainable practices. Small businesses like us offer more specialized experience, setting us apart from larger companies.
Our marketing. Rustic Knickknacks utilizes various marketing platforms, including Instagram, our website, Facebook, along with distributing flyers around our school. Word-of-mouth referrals also play a significant role in attracting potential customers. Based in Kelowna, our focus is providing unique and individual rings, setting us apart as a distinctive brand. With the continuous influx of new designs, we keep customers excited and engaged, and they are also wanting to explore our inventory because of our selection of items. Our operations. In early March, I was watching my stepdad work with metal, which led me to researching crafting rings from welding rods. However, I was unable to manipulate the rods, so I experimented with wire and created my first initial prototype. I then discovered crafting rings from spoons. After initial setbacks with stainless steel, my mom gave me a box of silver spoons, which were a lot easier to bend. So on April 18th, I successfully made my first ever prototype, first ring. Since then, I've gradually refined my production process, which is now cutting off the top and saving it for future pendants and charms, then sanding down the sharp edges, then bending the band into the desired size. This process takes roughly 15 minutes per ring.
Finances. For our startup costs, we had to buy a ring bender and spoons. Our total startup cost was $47. After doing market research and receiving feedback from previous judges, we fine-tuned our prices. We currently sell our rings for $20 each and have sold 20 so far, and have sold 25 spoons and charms for $1 each. We have a total profit of $138.25 and a profit margin of 99%.
Our future goals. Rustic Knickknacks is sold to our school district and to close acquaintances. We have also made sales in the Upper Mission around my dad's house. However, our vision exceeds beyond these boundaries as we aim to broaden our reach by selling at farmers markets and online platforms in the near future. Our goal is to expand our product offering into our diverse range of jewelry and rustic items such as bracelets and necklaces and potentially other knickknacks like flowers or dragon eggs made out of the unused spoon heads. You can see some of our prototypes in the bin in front of you with our necklace that we have. We are being as sustainable as we can by keeping the spoon tops and repurposing them into pendants. Embrace sustainable style with our eco-friendly jewelry. Shop now and wear handcrafted beauty while making a positive impact on our beautiful planet.
Thank you so much for listening and having us here today. We will now answer any questions you may have.
Great presentation. I'm a sucker for knickknacks, and I love the spoon idea. It's very cool. Have you guys thought about, if not, I'd suggest looking and setting up an Etsy store?
I have thought about it. There have been like multiple situations with using Etsy where they will lock you out of your account and they take a large amount of our income, and we want to keep our rings as cheap and affordable as we can for people that can't afford the high quality rings. So in my opinion, I don't see it worth it seeing them take like part of our profit and meaning we can't reinvest it into our business.
Yeah, no, that's fair. How quickly do you think you guys could start making the rings? I mean, 15 minutes now. Do you think you guys could get it down closer to 5 minutes? Like a little bit more machinery? Or?
Yeah, definitely. Like with the right proper stuff, we could definitely get it like at least 10 minutes. Or I mean 10 minutes per ring, and then that's
Do you guys anticipate a problem in acquiring enough teaspoons?
We've actually seen quite a lot on Facebook Marketplace, just selling antique teaspoons, and we also just go to thrift stores or many other places. So as of now, we haven't seen a problem with it yet.
Another thing with that is that most of the spoons that are sold on Facebook Marketplace are normally sold in bulk of around 100 to 150, and we bought ours for I think it was $17, I don't remember, but we bought that, which means that they came out for each unit was fairly cheap.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Thank you.
Are the spoons, what are they made of? Are they silver or silver plated or various different kinds of metals?
They're normally different. We use mainly silver plated spoons, which will have, I don't know if any of the rings in that box shows, but mine says silver plated on the inside band here, so you can see what's on your, what's in your ring. Most of them will say that, and then from trial and error, when we cut them, we'll remove the ones like copper and stuff that will turn the finger screen.
Right, and I think you're trying to offer them at a very fair price, right? But you're also using precious metals to some degree, and it's a unique very unique one-of-a-kind item. I mean, how did you land on the $20 price point?
Originally, we did a survey at our school, and our high school students aren't that wealthy, so it was around $5 that we were selling for. And then once we expanded our market to upper mission stuff, and also the feedback from judges, they were selling for a lot more. So we increased our prices quite a bit.
Do you think there's room to increase even further?
I definitely think there is some room. There's a lot of people who are really happy with the prices, but yeah, I think we could.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. That's all.
You said you were going to also maybe move independence using the evidence. What kind of images would you want to create?
Well, we don't really get to design them. Each spoon has an intricate carving on the top of them. So the one in the bin, I believe, is a rose. And then I'm currently wearing a Aloha Hawaii one, which is honestly one of my favorites. And they each have different kinds of glued-in charms or different carvings or different sayings. And there will be a lot of the ones that we have are famous places from Kelowna, or Canada, I mean. And you can find one from your hometown.
What about the bottom end of the spoon, the actual part of the spoon you use? Have you thought about doing any welding of those and making them independent?
That one, can you go back a slide? We have thought about turning the spoon tops into either flowers or into dragon eggs by welding them or gluing them, because I currently do not have the welding skills, but that is something I am looking into to learn.
I'm taking a metal art class next semester, or like next year, so I'll be learning all about like that kind of intricate metal work and all that stuff, so I'm really excited to be able to see what I can do. All right.
I'm glad the district course selection can help your business.
Yeah, I wanted to add, after you said that a lot of them are, you're finding spoons from places around BC or Canada and unique places. Have you thought about approaching maybe Tourism Kelowna's visitor center or places like that to sell either here or other parts of where you're finding a lot of the spoons are from?
I have not looked into that, but that would be a good idea for us to start looking into. Our current goals currently are to try and expand to farmers markets first to build like a better, we're just trying to make our product the best that we can, and refining it so that we have the most high quality product that we can currently before expanding further. But we are wanting to expand and learn.
Yeah, I love that phased approach, and I'm going to echo what other people have given you for feedback, and again, don't sell yourself short in pricing either.
All right, thank you, Rustic Knickknacks. Up last, but definitely not least, we have Megan McKay and her company, Document.
Welcome to DocuRent. Preserve your rentals, or protect your rentals and preserve your peace of mind with DocuRent. My name is Megan Makey. I'm a grade 12 student at OKM, and I'm heavily involved within the leadership community at my school. For the past 3 summers, I've spent my time working in the marine rental industry here in Kelowna. And I have discovered a problem within the industry in regards to damage inspections. Currently, rental companies are using pen and paper or videos on employees' phones to record the damage. This becomes a problem when there is damage on the rentals, trying to trace it back to the renter, trying to sort through hundreds of papers, or trying to contact the employees when they're off shift as their shift is ended while the rental was out on the lake. My solution is an app that combines damage inspections, waivers, as well as invoicing and payments into one easy-to-use place, creating a seamless function for all involved. Here's a couple product renderings for the company. So I'm envisioning the employee having an iPad or a tablet where they will take a video of the inspection and have a digital sign-off. And then a computer where employees, a rental counter or something similar, will fill out the invoicing, payments, and others important paperwork. You can see that there's different rentals for each piece of equipment to easily keep track of all the damage inspections. My target market is rental companies, both locally owned small companies as well as larger franchises looking to simplify operations. All types of rental companies, so boats, cars, bikes, as well as jet skis, and then rental companies in popular tourist destinations such as Kelowna or other larger cities. Our market competition, so there's currently nothing on the market that has all the aspects that DocuRent hopes to include. There is one company that does focus on damage inspections called InspectPro. They use outdated technology and they're more focused on mechanical rentals. I reached out to some rental car companies, And Budget uses paper reports and scans them using a scanner. Enterprise uses a retrofitted program, but it does not include invoicing. And Kelowna eCruise, another popular tourist and bike rental company here in Kelowna, uses a Smartsheet program, but it also does not include invoicing, and it's just uploading pictures into that. Our marketing plan, so right now we have a trellis campaign that is launched, as well as we're going to continue with local marketing through word of mouth and social media. We'll continue to gain a following on social media by consistently posting, and then once our app has finished development or in the finishing stages, we will reach out to rental companies to give them a free or discounted access to the app in order to get feedback on any updates we should make, as well as for them to promote on social media. Then we will get in contact with other rental companies, bigger companies, and give them information regarding the app and what is coming. And then we will continue to attend trade shows to gain other customers and to inform them of what's happening. Our operations are steps to become operational. So step 1 would be begin our software development. Step 2 would be the market testing, so like the beta testing that I previously mentioned. Step 3 would be continuing our marketing promotion by attending the trade shows and expos. And step 4 would be a legal review and launch. The legal review is needed because we do have waivers, so we need everything to be legally sound on the app. Before I get into financials, I just wanted to clarify a couple things. So when I talk in terms of rental unit, it is each individual unit itself. So if you have 5 boats within your company, you're going to need 5 units. If you have 1, you need 1. So I have 2 different revenue options as of right now. So our first one would be a pay per unit subscription, a monthly subscription. So you pay per each unit that you have operating under your company. And then our second would be a monthly subscription that is tiered. So you pay monthly for the tier that you fall under depending on how many units you have operating. So here's our pay per unit subscription. Our cost would be $12.99 for us to operate. That is based on if we have 1,000 units operating on the app. Our price per unit, we would be selling it for $24.99 per month per unit. And then our revenue per unit would be $12 per unit. For an example, we have the Eldorado Marina. If they had 20 units running, it would cost us $249.80. And then the cost for them, they would be paying $499.80 a month, and we would be making $250. Our cost structure for our tiered subscription, we have different tiers. So we have 1 to 5 units, and we'd be selling that at $99.99 a month. Our 6 to 10 units would be $169.99. Our 11 to 25 would be $375.99. Our 26 to 50 would be $725.99. And then 51 plus would be $879.99. The cost to us varies by how many units these people have operating on the app based on what tier they fall under. Here is some of our projections. So we've done some monthly projections based on having units companies starting to use the app as we go along, and then starting to attend more trade shows and expos to gain more further customers. Our future vision, as of right now, we are not operational and we don't have any sales, but in the future we'll continue to grow the app and learn more about software development and app development, and hopefully take this to market. Join Document and say goodbye to added cost to your rental business.
Thank you. Great job. I think there's definitely a big market for this type of thing. So my question is, first, the software development process. Have you looked into that, and how long do you think that would take to get an app operational?
I don't have exact numbers yet or an exact estimate. I would assume a couple months, but then depending on all the features we want and going through like the testing, I'd probably take a little bit longer. Thank you.
Really good presentation, lots of detail in there, so well done on that. And I guess sort of following on from Krista's question, do you have an idea of how much that software development cost will cost to get you to sort of an initial launch product?
I don't have exact numbers yet. I'm thinking probably like upwards of 60,000, plus like reoccurring costs to like maintain the app and keep adding on more features.
Okay, and right now, I mean, the concept that you have is fairly feature rich. I would say, have you talked to the potential users to see what part of the feature set is most important to them? Is like, because you're combining invoicing with a lot of the other functionalities, right? And
Yeah.
do they need all of that? Is that where the value proposition lies for your platform?
I would say the value more falls under the damage inspections being online and being like stored in a cloud, where so that say your rental car companies, they can access these damage inspections. If you rent a car in Kelowna and return it in Vancouver, they can pull it from the cloud. Right now, they aren't even, like some of them aren't even using any photographic evidence. It's just written on pen and paper. So lots of companies are using profits that way. So I'd say the damage inspection is definitely the most needed, but having it all in one place also brings a lot of value.
Yeah, I get that. I think, you know, if there's not a great solution to the damage aspect of, you know, of your platform, you know, perhaps consider maybe focusing on that first, because when you integrate in things like invoicing, it complicates matters, right?
Yeah.
And do they really need that? Is a question I would perhaps explore before you went too far down that path.
Okay, thank you.
I'm going to go back to the software development. So you've got a great idea. Are you interested in software development? Is this something you talked about university and learning more about that, or are you looking at hiring someone who's an existing developer?
Yeah, hiring someone that's an existing developer. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, great presentation. Can you remind me, how did you arrive at this, and if it was a suggestion from family, that's completely fair, but as a young woman, I'm curious like how you arrived at this as a business.
Yeah, so for the past 3 summers and currently now, I've worked at a boat rental place. So I myself have been having to do all the damage inspections on with pen and paper, and it's very time consuming. When you've got so many rentals happening all at once, as well as when there is damage, it's very hard to sort through the papers. Some of the, when you rent a jet ski, you might have the same jet ski go up 10 times a day. So going through and trying to sort which papers with what rental customer is very hard to do when there is damage. And you see the damage at the end of the day. You don't necessarily notice it when it comes back because it's different people at all times, like sending things out.
Yeah, that makes sense. Also, I was maybe a tiny bit confused, and it could be my bad, but were you suggesting that your cost or the business's cost was $12 per rental unit?
That's the cost to us. To get the app going, our projected initial cost would be $12.99, and then we'd be selling it for for the paper unit. So subscription would be $24.99 per unit, or the tiered subscription.
And sorry, and is that, are you taking your expected development costs and then dividing it by the number of units?
Dividing it by having 1,000 units operating on the app.
Got it,
Yes.
that makes sense. Yeah, thank you very much for clarifying.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Megan. That was fantastic. We're going to transition here. I'm going to ask the judges. So we completed the top 8 teams, and I thought really well done. Let's actually have another round of applause. It's really hard standing up here. Even I struggle with it, clearly. And these munchkins, they come up here and they just pour their heart and soul. They've been working on that. A lot of these businesses, they came to class in February, and it was just, for the first, honestly, I have teams that will come in for 2-3 months, they have no idea what they're going to do, and then all of a sudden, it's the aha moment. So a lot of these businesses have only been in operation for just a few weeks, so it's really special. I'm going to ask the 4 judges, please, if you don't mind going with Miss Sarah Wood at the back, we're going to have you deliberate privately to determine the top 3 teams. And then I'm going to have my good friend and prolific entrepreneur, Miss Michelle Weber, come up and speak. Michelle is one of those people. She came onto my advanced IGEN class. I teach an online class. And she came onto the advanced IGEN class, and man, the feedback was awesome. She has so much energy all the time. She is a wonderful person. I got to know her through her husband, Chris. We're both Saints fans. And Michelle is just, she comes out with a ton of energy, but she has the biggest heart. And I hope you'll see it comes through really quickly. And she is a truly prolific entrepreneur. Her first company, I want to say, was Shucked, or was it the Lux? Shucked?
No, it's Lux.
Oh, sorry, Joy and Lux. And so she was doing event planning, and Chris, you'd see him. My son, Matthew, over here, plays baseball. Chris is a fantastic baseball player. He would help out Michelle, and they are working hard. I don't even know how you folks do it. You guys are hard workers. And then transitioned into Shucked was kind of a service product extension, and it allowed me to finally have my first oyster, which I was really happy to have when we were up at Trent's house a few weeks back. And now they've transitioned into Sonder Fresh, which is a deodorant company. And I'll let you talk. Listen, I don't need to hog the mic here. My family, we use that, and it's a wonderful product. So without further ado, I will hand the mic to one of Kelowna's up-and-coming entrepreneurs, and she's killing it, Miss Michelle Weber.
Hello. So I had the absolute pleasure of being a judge at the last round of 16 students or groups of students. And those 8 who are here tonight showed how much they are absolutely coachable and willing to listen to feedback and grow and learn and adapt to be a better version of themselves, a better version of the companies that they launch. So to all 8 groups who are here, congratulations. That's really impressive. I really wish we had a program like this when I was in high school. I wish we had a teacher like Mr. Jensen when I was in high school. Take every little bit of it. So I must be a real pro at failure, because that's what I spoke about at the IGEN class on Zoom, and Tyler, Mr. Jensen, asked me to speak about it again. So whew, I'm really good at failing. I'm wearing 2 different kinds of deodorant, one on each armpit. I'm not telling you that because I'm an oversharer. I'm telling you that because that's probably one of the bigger failures I have faced in my time in business in general. As Mr. Jensen mentioned, 3 companies. The first, wedding and event planning. Very little overhead, very little risk, lots of hard work. The second, Shuck Oyster Co., or a mobile oyster bar here in town. We do private events, weddings, pop-ups at bars and restaurants and breweries and wineries. The third, which I like to call my legacy company, which is what I want to do until I retire or until I sell for lots of money, one or the other, is a clean deodorant company. I launched it because I was tired of seeing brands portray themselves as being cruelty-free, when in fact they were not, and the fact that there are 0 repercussions for mislabeling and false advertising. So after 3 years of very hard work, after 3 years of testing, after 3 years of really sweaty armpits and trying every different kind of deodorant you can try, we finally came up with what we thought was our banger, our perfect product. So we launched in November 2023, after 3 years of working with a manufacturer based here in Canada. We get our order. It's huge. I wanted to be able to offer a premium product at an accessible price, accessible luxury, so you don't have to spend $40 for a deodorant. Yes, there is such a thing as $40 deodorant, and yes, it sells. I didn't think that we had to go there. So we made a large buy to be able to pay less per unit so that we could pass on our product to others. I'm new to the product industry, but I thought, hey, 3 years. 3 years I've worked with this company, this manufacturer, it's awesome. So we got a massive order. 4 days after we launched in business, our manufacturers went out of business. and maybe half of our product was usable. I haven't shared this story yet because we're actually still in it, and that's why I come to, I'm wearing 2 different kinds of deodorant, one on each armpit. I literally put in the notes in my phone which one was on which armpit, so that I remembered the pros and cons, and yeah, you might catch me one of these once in a while. This is called research and development. And I'm sorry if anyone around me thinks I'm stinky. So far, seems to be working. So 4 days after launching a business, 4 days after begging friends, family, people that we knew to invest in our company, 4 days after putting our heart and soul into launching a company, I could have laid down and died. I could have said, I quit, I can't do this. I'll find a way to pay back our investors eventually, slowly but surely. I could have done that, and I think a lot of people would have. But here's the thing, I'm really good at failure. I'm really good at it. I actually seek it out. And if any of the students here were in the IGEN Zoom in the class, they probably heard me say that you don't grow in comfort zones. If you're wanting to do something spectacular in your life, you will fail. You will fail over and over and over and over again. But the only time it becomes a true failure is that time that you lay down and die. If you keep getting up, it's an obstacle. It's a story. It's a different deodorant on each armpit. It's where you become relatable. It's how you teach, it's how you grow, it's how you learn. If you live in perpetual comfort, I'm sorry to tell you, but unless you win the lottery, you will not do big things. You set yourself apart, you risk failure. But every time you overcome that failure, you're a stronger, better, more badass version of yourself. So I tell you, I am so proud of failing. So here we are. I have found a new manufacturer. I have been very clear about my wants and my needs, and I never would have known so much about my new business 4 days in if that hadn't have happened. So now I come to negotiations with more knowledge, more confidence than ever before. So now I'm testing our even better formula so that I can continue to bring better and better products to the folks who trust Sonder. So when you think of failure, and you guys can shut it out, have any of the students been in, were in the Zoom with me at all? Not? Yeah? Hey? Oh, okay, there was a few of you. Awesome, cool. Can you guys think of a failure that you've had in IGEN? No? Well, I mean, you're here, you're doing pretty well. So the reason I ask is, even when you fail, you put yourself out there. Chances are, especially when you're looking in the entrepreneur world and small business, which is what we're all kind of here for now, because clearly you're here because you want something big and great for your life, right? Or you just want to make an impact, or you want to do something on your own terms. Amazing. So you're out there, you're putting yourself out there. Maybe you failed, maybe you tripped up the stairs. Maybe like me, you planned an entire wedding with a hole in the seam of your jumper in front of 200 people. Yeah, that was me. Didn't find out till the end of the day, and for the rest of the day I had a clipboard around my butt. But in so doing, when you put yourself out there for failure, when you put yourself out there to potentially stand aside, stand alone, embarrass yourself, which I know, I'm assuming it's the same now. I know I'm an elderly, where was the girl said Facebook Marketplace was for the elderly. Docked points. Just kidding. I remember in high school, the idea of standing out was terrifying because there's judgment, we want to be like the rest, and by staying with the crowd, you don't risk failure, you don't risk embarrassment. But by standing out and you risk these failures, you open opportunities and doors for yourself. So let's say you entered this class and you didn't even make it to the top 16. You met amazing peers who are doing the same things that you are. They are risking the same failures, the same embarrassment, but they're also potentially striving towards great reward. So no matter what you do in your life, if you see a failure, if you go over an obstacle, you are opening so many doors. So as long as you go into whatever it is you are trying, whether it's a sports game where you might lose, or a tryout to get onto that team that you might not make, you're opening doors. Go into this mindset with an open mind, like, hey, I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna do this. I did a fitness competition years ago. I did not win. I like pasta a lot. But I met amazing people. I learned more about myself. I learned how to live a healthy lifestyle while still enjoying pasta and wine. You guys aren't old enough, you can't have wine. Open windows, open doors, meet people, put your head up. Talk to people while you're doing things. Even if you realize, hey, you know, I did the IGEN thing. Mr. Jensen was kind of a jerk, didn't love it so much. That's not true, it could never happen, but you'll take something out of it. Maybe you'll learn how to speak, maybe you'll be a motivational speaker. There were some incredible presenters today, and I have to keep reminding myself that you were teenagers. That's amazing. Just like Mr. Jensen was saying, there was somebody who became an actress. So no failure is ever truly one, and I'm gonna say that word a million times, I already have, but it's so worth driving the point home. People who live in fear forever will live in fear forever and live an average life. And there's nothing wrong with that, that is okay. It's okay to live where you're comfortable and happy, but if you want to achieve great things, seek out the discomfort, right? We hear a lot of cliches like, growth happens outside your comfort zone. I can't think of any other ones right now, but cliches are a cliche for a reason, because they're true. They're said over and over again because they're true. No great things have ever come from comfort zones. So there's a lot of uncertainties in the world. There's a lot of uncertainties when you start a business. Risks, financial, risks with your relationships. I'm very lucky that I have a husband who's incredibly supportive. On that note, young students, if you are pursuing entrepreneurship, there is one kind of partner to have. Well, there's two, I guess. Completely, undoubtedly supportive, or none at all. Don't compromise. They will pull you back. I'm very fortunate I have the first one. Did I say one first? Yeah, good one. Where was I on that note? Yeah, so you're gonna keep growing, you're gonna fail, you're gonna push that comfort zone. It's all about mindset. Think about why you wanna be there, where you wanna be, who you wanna be surrounded with, and just keep trudging forward and just be willing to adapt. I went to school for political science. Armpits, oysters, and weddings. None of the above, and I love it. So, good luck to all of you. Thank you for letting me share today, and have a lovely evening.
Thank you, Michelle. That was wonderful. I always think back of when Trent Kitch came on to our advanced IGEN. He's a really good dude too. And I remember little Noxie, his son, he said, you either win or you learn. And so you either win or you lose. I don't view it that way. You either succeed or you fail. It's not how it works. You either win or you learn. And when an 8-year-old kid tells me that and it cuts to the bone, it's so true. So I'm so grateful for that message, because you will fail, but lean into the fails, learn from it, reflect on it. Like honestly, genuine reflection after. Learning, I think, is not the moment. I'm not learning much right now, although I'm reflecting. I got notes over there. It's when you walk away and you have a bit of time to think about it, that's when you learn the most. So learn from your failures, and I think that's a very powerful message. Thanks, Michelle. The judges are just finishing up. There are going to be a few more minutes, so I'm going to have, feel free to do what I prefer to keep you in the auditorium here, so to let them privately discuss it. There's a lot of money on the line. So if we can just hang tight for 3-4 minutes, I'd be very grateful. And then Mr. Cardell, Superintendent Cardell's going to come in and he will announce the top 3 teams. Can't wait. All right, thank you very much. We'll hang tight.
Okay.
Did you enjoy?
Oh, okay.
But there's it's so much, right?
what should we wait for? Oh, it's exciting. We ended up having to pick a 4th place team because we felt that they were so close. And so it was a real coin toss. And I can't wait to share this information with you. So I'm going to let Superintendent Cardell take away from here.
Thank you so much. Before something else to do, I want to thank all our organizers and the over 500 students that have participated in this program. I really want to thank our sponsors. I always miss the speech, so I hope somebody takes it so I can learn something more about being an entrepreneur. I really want to thank our judges who are incredible out there, very thoughtful in how we proceeded, and they even listened to the guy who runs a government company, so with guaranteed money. All right, so without further ado, I'll just read out the 4th place winner, and then I'll go through to our 1st place winner. So the 4th place winner for this year, Gutter Guys, Kylan Urban, and David Ross. And they'll receive $500. Or part of a pressure washer. They're modeling for everyone else who comes up. They're going to come on stand on the right. We'll hand out the certificate, photos. So we'll keep everyone up on the stage. For 3rd place, very innovative idea, even counterintuitive. I think you really should talk to our entrepreneurs who are our judges. They've got some great ideas to support this fantastic presentation, I'll say too. Just it was a fantastic presentation. And we've got Pause and Play, Ben Ramsey and Everett Lucier. They get $1,000. And the next winner for 2nd place is Noah Garcia for Creator Castle. It's nice to meet you in person, Mom. Last year you were actually traveling for your entrepreneurship, and so we didn't get to meet even though you were a winner last year as well. So, again. And in 1st place, one of the coolest ideas I've seen since I've been doing this for 8 years, a bit of engineering, a bit of wizardry and presentation. We've got the Multipliers, Tyson Call. So these are your winners. Big round of applause for everybody. I'll just say a word or two before I turn this back over to our MC. Thank you guys. You guys can sit down, that much richer. And with great futures ahead of you. And we will get a group picture again at the end, so don't go anywhere. But I'll say a few words to close. Thank you so much. Thank you. I just want to say that these kinds of programs, the extra effort, we have staff here today. They're not paid for the hours that they're here supporting you. We have community members who have been sponsors and supported this program. We have community members who have been advisors and supported this program. And in our district, over the last 8 years, we've seen our graduation rates continuously improve. And I think part of that is because we get student engagement. And as you can see, this is one of the most engaging programs for the whole community, not just our students. And our grad rates are at 96% right now in our district. For a district our size of 24,500 students, that's quite remarkable across Canada. We're one of the highest performing districts, and it's because of our students and the interest they take in programs like this that have real world application. So congratulations to everybody involved, and I'll give up the mic before I get going too long. Thank you, Tyler.
First, let me thank the judges for their time. Krista, Dallas, Richard, and Superintendent Carnell, thank you very much. I almost put my glasses back on my head, but I've been reminded by my wife that's a little nerdy, so I'm not going to do that. I would love to have all the teams. Actually, you know what? Let's have all the judges come up, if that's okay. I'd love to get a picture with you. And then I would love to, once that's done, can we have all the teams and all the judges come up, if that's cool? And then we can get some nice photos. So, thus concludes the program for the evening. But if you want to get some pictures, everybody to front, all teams. Let's do judges first, and then all teams. Thank you so much for this. Until next year.
This way. You should come up as well.
Oh, no. Oh, I was. No. No, I'll take photos.
I'll wait for her to come up.
I wanted to catch you. Oh, thank you very much. You're very welcome. I appreciate it. You're very welcome. Oh, sorry, I walked in there.
See the flyer, but
yeah, that's great. Teams.
Lunch kids.
I'm just gonna leave this up for a while. That was fun. Yeah. I can't believe Tyson won. I love Tyson.
Oh yeah? Which one's that? Yeah, the taller one? Yeah. Okay. It's a pretty crazy design, man. It's really cool. Seems like a genius whiz kid.
Okay.
Oh, we're gonna get a photo later. Yeah. Hey, thank you guys. We got a lot of food there. Got lunch for tomorrow. Thanks so much. Wonderful. Yeah. New fashion. The new kind of fashion. Yeah. Absolutely. Pretty amazing. Yeah.
of the stuff with those.
Thank you, I see this now. Thank you. I'm biased. That was good. Nice shot.
I think we're good.
Okay. Is this stopped?
Yeah.
Okay.